guys, it's Lucky9054 here, and today's video is going to be the top 10 things that you might do in Animal Jam that you probably would never do in the real world. And before I start, I'd like to say I have no idea why I'm filming underwater. I guess I just wanted a change of scenery from the land scenery. And also, this list is my opinion, and it is in no particular order. So, yeah, let's just get started before I start rambling about random stuff you guys don't even want to hear about. Okay, the first thing I have on this list is going on a shopping spree. Now, I know that in the real life, there might be like a day, once in a while, you might go on a shopping spree. But in the real world, you're not going to go on a shopping spree where the end total is going to add up to like thousands of dollars. In this case, in Animal Jam, it's gems. But like in Animal Jam, if you have a lot of gems and you save up your gems, you could go on a shopping spree and spend, I don't know, 10,000 gems, and you could easily gain them back. But in the real world, unless you're like a superstar millionaire, you could not just go to the store and spend like $10,000 on random items like a tuxedo jacket or yak horns. It's just not how things are done in the real world. Okay, number 2 is playing arcade games like you have an endless amount of money. Now, I know that most arcade games in Animal Jam do not require gems to play them because they're made to earn gems. But, like, in the real world, to play arcade games, you need money. And normally you have to pace yourself so you don't overspend on playing arcade games. But in Animal Jam, you could play the arcade games for as long as you want. You could like play it endlessly for hours without spending a single coin. But in the real world, you need money to play the arcade games, and you need to pace yourself. When in Animal Jam, you can play most of the arcade games for free. Okay, now number 3 is you would never sit on pillows in the real world movie theater. You would obviously sit in the movie theater chairs, and you would not sit on towels in a movie theater either. You would sit in the regular movie theater chairs like everyone else. You would not sit in towels or pillows. It just would be really weird. Okay, number 4 is slide down an ice slide. Okay, like in the real world, if there was actually like an ice slide made to be an ice slide, yeah, then you would. But I mean, if you were just like at the top of a mountain, so you hiked up there, you would not just go sliding down ice unless you absolutely had to get back down and it was proven to be safe. You wouldn't slide down ice on purpose down a mountain. You just wouldn't do it. Simple as that. Okay, and number 5 is hop into a gigantic mud puddle in the middle of the savannah. Okay, if you're like visiting Africa, say, and you're like on a safari or something, you would not just go into a gigantic mud puddle with bubbles and ants nearby. You just wouldn't do it. You get your clothes all dirty, and just in the real world, you would not just go into a deep mud puddle in the middle of the savannah. Especially with that warthog in it, you wouldn't. Okay, now number 6 is you would not just leave this hole like in a aquarium floor open, like where guests are. You would not just leave that to go jump right into the ocean in an aquarium, like where the guests would be. It's just not safe. You wouldn't do it, and guests could really get hurt, and it would just not be safe at all. You would not do that in any circumstance unless it was in a closed off area and only for trained professionals. Okay, number 7 is decorate your house exactly like you want it. Okay, of course, your house in real life, you can make it however you want. You can be as creative as you want, but most of the time there's going to be flaws with designing your house. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the way you want it. But on Animal Jam, you can get up to 500 items to put into your den, and you can create your house however you want, have your items anywhere you want, and put anything on the wall, even without a nail or something to hang it on. And you just can't do that in a real house. In the real world, a real house requires a lot more thinking and strategy, and most of the time, designing your house, it doesn't end up the way you want it to be. Okay, now number 8 is go into your major town, your major hub, just the major place that's near you with all the stores and all that, and start yelling, "Trade me things! Come to my den!" You would not just go out into your town and start yelling those things unless you were for like a business and you were out advertising stuff with your company. You would not go out into your town and just yell out things that you want people to do for you. That's just not what you would do. Okay, number 9 is going into a random lab building and just start messing with chemicals and the chemistry things they have in there. You just would not do that if you were in the rainforest and you just found this lab building. You would not go in there and see a chemistry set and be like, ooh, I want to touch all this, I want to try it out. Like, you might think that at first, and maybe, I don't know how to word this. I just don't think you would do that kind of thing. Go into some random building and just start messing with all kinds of chemicals. I just don't think you would do that. That's just not something people would do in real life. Okay, now number 10 is walk out onto ice with a danger sign on it. Now, I know that lots of crazy adventurous people might go out and do this just to see what happens, but most people in real life would not do this kind of thing, like step out onto ice with a danger sign on it, because it could be life-threatening and it's just not safe, and I just wouldn't do it in real life. So there you have the top 10 things that you would not do in real life that you might do in Animal Jam. And I just think that this puts a lot of perspective on things that we do in Animal Jam and things that we do in real life. It just it shows how much there's a difference in the game, and it just puts a lot of perspective on real life and Animal Jam things. And also, I'm sure there are lots more things that we could add to this list, but those are just the first 10 things that I thought of. And again, this is my own opinion, and this list was not in any particular order. And so, yeah, I Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all. Bye!